The next presentation, title presentation is How Sterling Brings Innovation and Cutting-Edge Technology into Estimating. And we will host Alex Jones from Rapid DCS. The floor is yours.
Hello and welcome to our presentation today. My name is Gemma. If you've joined us, it is very likely you are interested in developments in the BIM and digital estimating space. I'm joined today by Alex Jones, Operations Director from Rapid DCS, who's here to tell us about the latest product in the market, Sterling. Hi Alex, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions on behalf of the audience, but before you do that, please could you let us know a little bit about Rapid and why we should be excited about Sterling?
Absolutely. Hey, thanks, Gemma, for opening our presentation and sharing in the excitement about Sterling. We launched Sterling in the UK last month at a Project Controls Expo. Ever since then, we've been inundated with calls from clients, from contractors and consultants alike. They're all interested in finding a better way for managing their cost and carbon estimating data. I think they're excited because fresh out of COP26, the whole world recognises that there's a need to respond to climate change, to reduce carbon emissions, and we're seeing governments and large organisations set ambitious net zero carbon targets. That's obviously going to have a cascading impact into the supply chain and into our contractors and our design teams as they try and deliver more sustainable solutions. Did you know that 40% of the global greenhouse gas emissions come from the built environment sector? And did you know that if you drill down further into that 40%, about a third of that is captured in the embodied carbon, but also the remainder in the operation and maintenance and decommissioning of said assets? So there's a huge opportunity to develop tools that understand, reflect on how to bring efficiencies and reductions and improve your carbon footprint. But it's not quite as simple as it sounds, because yes, it's easy to calculate the carbon, the embodied carbon within the raw material, but actually there's a lot to be done and to influence through the method of construction, the procurement strategy and the like. So there's lots and lots of formula, lots of calculations at play. And we think the industry, particularly estimators and QSs in particular, they're going to need further support. It's certainly not what the market-leading tools were designed for. So we really want to rescue our customers from those clumsy workarounds that we're seeing emerge. We want to rescue them from unmanageable Excel sheets that we're seeing develop the world over in offices, and people drowning in their own data trying to respond to this exam question. Gemma, we think that anyone involved in the cost and carbon space should be excited to see a new solution enter the market. But I want to be clear, this is not a carbon tool with a bit of estimating chucked in on the side. It's not an excellent estimating tool with a nod to carbon. This is both. It's been developed from scratch, from the ground up, to simultaneously calculate cost and carbon in equal value at the same time. It's what the industry needs to support the next generation of sustainable estimators and greener procurement decisions within our sector. So that's why I think people are excited. But you also asked me a little bit about Rapid. Just to be clear, Sterling is the product, Rapid is the company. It's entirely owned by Rapid DCS, so we're in full control of the development, which is growing fast, I must say. And we're also supported by an excellent development team in Poland called Bitesback. You might find them at a conference today and tomorrow. I know that they've got some presentations tomorrow on Sterling themselves, so keep an eye out for that. But Rapid themselves, we're a digital transformation company. We've got expertise in strategy, in BIM, and we're proudly independent, so we are able to provide agnostic advice on an unbiased advice around software selection and implementation. Anyway, let's get back to Sterling, Gemma. So I'd like to share, Gemma, if I may, just a little bit of our journey, because it's been a short but very busy one, let me tell you that. We started development back in 2018, where we identified the problem, the gap between those pricing projects commercially and those pricing the carbon in a separate part of the office. We could see that gap. We appraised the market for solutions that would integrate that, and we saw an opportunity to integrate both of those things within one space. I think that's our BIM background that made us understand the potential to integrate all this data in one place. Since then, we put a lot of R&D, a lot of time, effort, and money into understanding that issue. We formed an advisory group on how we would go about integrating these things and exactly what those calculations should look like, and what the opportunity looked like. And we built a prototype just to test our theory and try and break it and share it around that advisory group, which is made up of some of our trusted customers, some consultants, and from academia as well, because you should trust that Sterling is giving you a professional response. Having built that prototype, right now, gosh, it feels like a lifetime ago, but right now we are live, we're in production. We had our beta testing and launch earlier in the year, so we've now got a really stable platform that's delivering early benefit now, and it's available on general sale from the 1st of January. We're constantly building enhancements into the platform and will continue to do so, including those small, frustrating things. Just let us know, and we can't wait to be that vendor that responds to those cosmetic tweaks that make all the difference to our customers. So let us know what those are. But short term in the roadmap is things like not just capital, but whole life carbon. So Sterling will be the only cost and carbon tool that you need. We're into tender management, risk management, and project planning, linking it, integrating it with your schedule. So that's the short-term plan. Longer term, hey, the world of AI is exciting for us, allowing the data to be analyzed by machines to provide you better, more optimal suggestions that you could incorporate around alternative materials or better suppliers. That's exciting for us. We've planned Sterling with that end in mind and work backwards, so we know that we can grow into that space. We're very excited about it, Gemma. Is it okay if I give you a quick demo overview of the platform, Gem?
That'd be fantastic. Yes, please.
Yeah, so we haven't got a huge amount of time. By all means, get in touch with us if you want a more detailed or tailored presentation. But in the short time I've got, I'd like to just get across a few of the key features. So it's an online tool. You can open it in your browser, any browser. So we've got here Edge and Firefox, Opera, Chrome, and indeed Safari. That'll take you to your secure access screen, as you might expect, and that allows admins to easily adjust your admin rights and permissions to see what you can and can't do, see, and execute within the platform. Once you're in, you'll come to a nice clean portfolio view where you can go and search for that project or look at your projects or those within your business unit. Just search and look for them. But what you can instantly see is how clean and fresh the system feels, and that's going to be consistent throughout the whole of the platform and all the subsequent modules. So a nice, clean, easy space to work. Let's drill down into one of those projects now and look at the cost plan. And this is the place where you can start to build your estimates from top down or from bottom up, and start to build up your line items for your project. Don't know about you, but I like to see it in a nested format with a work breakdown structure, and that's exactly what you can do here within Sterling. Is you can import or you can use one of our integrated breakdown structures. That might be NRM or ICMS, Real Method Measurement, could be SESM. Importantly, it could be your own customized one. That would then transform your flat structure into a nested structure, which I think is much easier to look at and review. But if it's not quite how you want it, by all means, it's easy to adjust that work breakdown structure as well. And that'll be a way of you building tailored structures that are bespoke to you and your organization. Perhaps that's you want to review your tender in your format and then pivot that data to the customer's format. That's never been so easy as it is in Sterling. So having got line items and your work breakdown structure set, it's now time to add in those all-important resources. Now I've got a whole ton of resources in here. I've got loads of resource libraries for labour, plant, material, subcontractor, and maybe others as well. And here's a quick excerpt of a resource library here. The beauty of this is that they're customizable, they'll continue to grow with you, and you're going to load up not just cost rates within here, but also carbon rates. So when you drag and drop those resources into your cost plan, you're doing two things. You're building up your price, but also you're building up your carbon at the same time. So here we see everything all on one page where you can drag and drop. And here I've got and you can see some of the columns in there showing where my carbon is being calculated at the same time as I'm building up my activities and my cost plan. So it's all about cost and carbon simultaneously in one place. So I guess all we need now is some quantities, and that's really easy too. You can just manually enter those quantities if you like. If you've got some 2D drawings and you want to do a 2D takeoff, we've got some dynamic tools for doing that, so taking off floor plan areas or counting columns. By all means, use the 2D tools. If you're fortunate enough to have a 3D model and that's got data within it, you can use the system will automatically extract quantities from all the objects within that model. And what's really intelligent is also extracting all of the data from within those objects. So you could search for columns of this type or of this dimension, search for all the doors with the 1 hour fire rating, and then use that to create a takeoff item that you can then use within your estimate. Fantastic tool, I think, best on the market. It's all in one place now. You can see we've walked you through quite quickly, I agree, but we've talked you through building your cost plan, structuring that into a work breakdown structure, adding resources from a library, using models 2D and no D to create your quantities all in one space. There's quite a lot on that view there. Know that you can explode that into different views on different screens, customize that with docking windows. It's all easy. And we're all about making life easy. I want to give a clean and consistent feel. We want multi-user, multi-screen experience. We want to make it drag and drop friendly, which is we were told you can't do online, so we're thrilled with that. It's made the experience so much easier, more intuitive. Do you know what? Little things like an undo feature provides a full audit trail, but to do that online is fantastic. Simple things again like spell check, Grammarly, wrapping of word. These are all small things that we've built in that we know make a big difference to our users. So we've made it easy to use, but also we've made it easy to deploy and roll out. We can help you with a range of Sterling specific services like migration support, taking your old historic projects and then bringing them forward. It's hosted online. If that needs to be secure, you haven't got that capability, talk to us. We can supply you with a range of options there. If you want to get a head start with some training, talk to us about that. We've got some bespoke training modules. Libraries, if you want to help with building up those libraries to give you a kickstart, a head start, then we can help with that. And of course, if you want to integrate it with other systems within your business, the system is proudly open with an API that we're happy to connect into. So there's a whistle-stop overview, Gemma, of Sterling. But by all means, if there's anything more that people need to know, they can contact me directly on this email address, or can I point them at these websites where there's tons more information, and you can get in touch with us there as well.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed, Alex.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.